Zane Clodfelter with OttersTV here with new assistant coach Billy Easley. Billy, obviously, first thing I got to do is welcome you to Evansville. This is your first OttersTV interview, so I know you're excited.
Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously your role as an assistant coach, I know you also deal with the catchers here for Andy McCauley's staff. So what are some of the components that you do to help with that in terms of getting this team ready?
Well, I work with the catchers. I kind of let them be themselves since I'm also new to this year, and they have their routine that I'm trying to help with them. So they come to me with their kind of what they want to do and what they like. And then I go from what they do well and what maybe areas we need to maybe make a little adjustment here and there, and then go from there. It's really kind of, I just got to go from where they want to go and then go from there.
A lot of it's going with the flow, right?
Yeah.
In terms of baseball, and if you don't go with the flow, how challenging is it, when baseball's such a day-to-day game that changes so often?
Yeah, it's if we try to make just a big adjustment with these guys, it's not, it won't be good for them. So just little small adjustments here and there and go from there.
Your initial impressions of not only Evansville, but this ballpark, Bosse Field?
Oh, this ballpark's awesome. That you see the field and the stands and just the history of this ballpark. It was breathtaking when I walked in the first time. So it was really cool experience to walk into this ballpark the first time.
Had you heard of Evansville before there was interest for you to join this staff, or no?
Yeah, I have. The guy that I work with in the spring, Keith Lytle, is really good friends with Andy.
Okay.
So I got in contact via those two, and I knew about Evansville because of Keith sending players here before over the years. So I knew of this organization, and I'm really excited to be finally a part of it.
Good. And obviously you have other components and other roles within this organization, like all of us do. We all wear different hats. You're a big part of the grounds crew and the upkeep of the actual field. That's so important for us to actually play these games. Have you noticed any challenges in trying to keep the field up in playing shape? Or?
Yeah, this is kind of my first year of really taking care of a field, so there's certain challenges, but kind of like you just got to go with the flow, and when something comes up, plan for it and just make an adjustment on the fly. How
often do you worry about the weather? Because being in the Midwest, you know what they say here in Southern Indiana, if you don't like the weather, wait for 5 minutes because it'll change. So that unpredictability, how do you kind of keep tabs on that, knowing that the weather can change at any moment?
Being from Oklahoma, so it's almost the exact same kind of weather. So you kind of just have to see where the weather forecast is. If it says rain, probably not plan for rain because it's probably not going to rain. Yeah. And then if it kind of rains, just hopefully we can get the field tarp on and go from there.
Right. I have some tarp stories. Have you had tarp stories from your previous stops before or no?
No. Where I come from, with the school I coach at, the players help put the tarp on.
Okay.
So I really don't have to worry about the tarp because we've got 35 guys making sure the tarp doesn't get the wind get underneath it. So
yeah, here it's a collective effort, as Preston and anybody else will tell you here at the ballpark. And how important is it, I guess, in terms of the field? A lot of Frontier League stadiums now have field turf. So it's going to be the same and consistent because it's artificial. You have an actual natural surface, so there's going to be the unfriendly hops, the bounces. How do you keep the field as fair and level for both sides as you can possibly make it?
Just trying the best, because a lot of, like you said, a lot of teams are going to the artificial turf, so you get a natural hop. So here you've got that unpredictability, so you're just trying to make sure the lips are as low as possible and not get that wicked hop.
Right, and between you and me, I mean, Notre Dame football, they sometimes, to get an advantage when they're playing like USC and all those teams, they let the grass grow. Any of that going on at Bosse Field? No.
I try to keep the grass as short as possible and kind of give both teams a chance.
Right.
And if you can kind of, I don't like high grass.
I don't either.
Because I like that smooth, kind of just even pattern.
It's not as picturesque either.
Yeah.
Right, so, well, good. So at least, because I know a lot of people, they come here, and now it's sad, the longevity of this ballpark, I think people should be applauding the natural grass that it's still here, but the visiting broadcasters, visiting teams, sometimes that's one of the detriments of Bossy Field, they say. But with you in charge, they don't have to worry about that. It's going to be fair for both sides.
I'm going to try to get it even for both sides because I don't really like artificial turf.
I don't either.
Because that's baseball. You get
Right.
that natural grass and everything like that. So
Right.
I like the natural grass, not that artificial turf.
Yeah, especially when you're keeping care of it, right?
Exactly.
There's field turf. There's no keeping care of it, right?
Exactly.
So he's Billy Easley. He's a catching instructor and also a part of the grounds crew and heading that for the Otters in 2021. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.